Orourke, and this is my journey through tarot. So let's start. About Beto Orourke. Now, ever since Texas has had so much problems with their power grid, of course, Beto, who happens to live in El Paso, which isn't affected by the power problem, because why? El Paso gets their energy from the USA power grid, whereas most of Texas has sort of incorporated their own separate power grid, which apparently has been, if not mismanaged, not managed well, and certainly not appropriate oversight by the state of Texas. And who is that? That's Governor Greg Abbott. So Beto Orourke, Democratic, he's coming forward a lot on the air right now with, of course, a lot of criticism for the governor, and people suspect, is he going to run for governor? So, with having said all of that, which maybe wasn't all entirely necessary, but I did say it, we'll pull some cards now, and I'm going to use the Albano White Waite Tarot. And if I need to clarify, we'll be using the Centennial Smith-Waite Tarot deck, which is inspired by the original artwork of Pamela Waite. Deck has been inspired with vibrant colors, whereas these original drawings of Pamela Coleman Smith are certainly more muted and mysteriously colored. So, just an interpretation. But anyway, we'll put all that aside, and we'll put Pam over here. I think she'd like to be called Pixie in the end. I'll put her over here, and we'll scoop up these Albano Waites and use them to start off this reading, because they showed up so really nicely the last time I used them. It really makes a difference in the cards. Sometimes, no matter how beautiful they are in person, you don't see them on the camera that way. You know, they just don't look as vibrant, or it's just like taking a picture of something. I don't. Sometimes it doesn't matter what a terrific camera you have, and I'm sure someone will dispute that. But you take a picture, and of course we all use our phones anyway. And the picture on the phone, when you come back and it's just not it's not what you saw. And although it's amazing, but sometimes what you saw is just even more vibrant and detailed and wonderful than what that was. So let's cut these up a little bit, and pretty traditional cut there. We'll do another shuffle. And the question is going to be, Beto Orourke, is he going to run for governor? And tell us as much as you can in 10 cards. So one more shuffle. Beto Orourke. Beto, are you going to run for governor of Texas? You're saying no, but your eyes say yes. Your lips say no, but your eyes say yes. It's a dangerous combination. Okay, Beto, we're going to do 6 cards and then 10 at the end to finish this off. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we'll scoop these back up, put them away onto the side here. I have fixed my trusty pointer. Just this little screw came unscrewed, and I put it back together so my fat fingers don't get in the way of the interpretations anymore. These cards have assembled themselves in the way they should. And Beto Orourke, are you going to run for governor? And tell us as much about that as you can. Okay, so number 1 is going to be the signifier card for Beto Orourke is the Fool. And that's funny for that to be your signifier card. But I mean, the Fool is beginning a journey. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, if I didn't draw one more card, I would say that yes, he is going to run for governor. It's the beginning of something new. He's at 0, and he only has to go up from there. And so, enough said. Let's see what the challenge is to that, because that's hysterical. Yep, that's good. So this is the 9 of Wands, and so the 9 of Wands talks about all the actions, all the stuff, all the wands are fruitful, and they represent fire or action. And so this guy, look at him. I mean, he's. If I know these are behind him, but I think this guy's about to turn around and get into more. You know, he's been through some, and he's going to turn around and go even deeper. And so his challenge is the battle that lays ahead. So this new start challenge is the hard battle that lays ahead. If you don't think Greg Abbott is a worthy opponent, you haven't been watching Texas politics. So the base of this reading then is moving on, some would say moving out of troubled waters, okay? And this card does show that you've taken all your knowledge with you. You've taken everything that you need to guide you or to protect you on this journey. And but these people do seem somewhat at the mercy of the trip. If you look at them, I mean, they're not standing up confidently. Even this fellow who's pushing the boat, he's not standing up confidently. He's bent over, back bent in moving this barge forward with these folks. So there's a future, but it is off in the horizon, but it's clear to see, and it's still waters. But that's moving on. The base of the reading is moving on. So it could be moving on from his present position to maybe to. This says he's going to run for governor. So the past is King of Wands, and he was the King of Wands. I mean, look how so wands are action, power, fire, movement, and the King of Wands is like he's the boss. He goes king. There's nothing better than him except the major arcana if this were the emperor, and so King of Wands is the master of this destiny, and that's what he's been. I mean, he had a hard-fought battle, but he's in government, and I think if he sees an opportunity, that's what a king does. You know, when they see an opportunity to expand their kingdom, it's their responsibility for their constituents to do so. In olden days, but that's the King of Wands, so that's in his past. Up in the sky here is the Page of Cups, and that's absolutely appropriate. So the Page of Cups is going to talk about, the page is bringing something to the scene, and he's not pointed to the right, he's pointed to the left, and he's got the cups, but there's a surprise in those cups. Look at that fish getting ready to pop out of there, and he's just kind of watching out of the side of the corner of his eye. So he knows. I mean, he knows what can be ahead of him here in the sky as this Page of Cups. But look at this. This is determination. Hand on the hip. He's got a firm stance. I think he's getting ready to spin around and point in the other direction and throw those surprises out of that cup. But let's see. The near future for this particular part is the Magician. And that's absolutely correct. I mean, with the Magician, anything can happen. I mean, he's got everything at his disposal. And you know what? The Magician is the number one. And who does the Fool meet on his journey? After he starts his journey, he meets the Magician to get on his trip. So this is in perfect order. This is in perfect order to make things happen, as a matter of fact. So now we're going to go ahead and clarify down here with the actual self. I mean, how is Beto feeling about this right now? I think he is going to run for governor. And the top card over here is saying, holding on to what he's got. This is the Four of Pentacles. And this fella is doing exactly that. He's got a lot of value here. He knows he's got to spend some of it, but he's still, it's in his hat. And he's holding on to what he's got. And he's put himself out in front of what's going to happen here. So this is him now. He's just steeling himself for what's to come. The environment that's in is moving on. So the Two of Wands is, and he's looking to the future, looking at his globe, and making plans for what's going to happen. That's the environment he's in. My goodness, this is absolutely correct. Now, the hopes and the fears right here, wow, is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups talks about illusion and delusion, or it can speak to having a lot of choices at your disposal to make this happen. And as a magician, right next to the hopes and the fears, that's exactly what you'd want to have. Exactly what you want to have. And then to finish this off in the sky, the final outcome is perhaps being offered something that you don't want. So maybe he won't get the governorship, but it's not to say he won't run for it. So that's that right there. And I'm going to do a clarifier, but I do have to respond to my life, which, and that's with an L, my life, which does come up. So let me pause this video. You'll just have to trust me that everything's up and up. So I wouldn't mind clarifying this a little bit. Plus, I really want an excuse to use those Centennial Rider-Smith weight cards, however they want to stack their names into that saying. So I've got them right here, and I'm going to shuffle them up on camera right on top of these cards. No, I don't want to do that. That's terrible. I should have a piece of paper somewhere that I could put on top of that, because I don't want to make a mess of that. So let's do that, get all the air out from under there, and then I can use that to make this shuffle happen. Yep, that's good. That's very good, as a matter of fact. Just to do a couple of shuffles here, because these cards haven't been used in a while. And I don't know if you know that, when you put a stack of cards down, if they start to slip and slide around, you can stop that just by doing that. And that's also a tarot technique too, to give the cards a couple of taps, because you're pushing air out of the cards, which may mean that the card that wants to show up will stick himself to the card behind him, so that when he comes out, however he'll show up. But anyway, so just maybe some of this is better than trying to. I'm such an idiot. Why couldn't I have done this to begin with instead of rip that piece of paper off, which is part of something that I really wish I hadn't ripped it apart from. But that's what staples are for, right? And if that's the biggest problem I've got, then I've got no problems whatsoever. And I like the way these cards look, and I like the way they've shuffled up. So let's peel this off, and I'll fix that later. And so I want to clarify. Let's clarify Beto Orourke being given something that he doesn't want. I mean, it's pretty clear with the Fool starting a journey. His final outcome as the Magician was the first step on the journey, but you know what? It's not the last step, is it? It's the first step, all the way to this card really melds with those, because it's the Seven of Cups, which is illusion and illusion. What is the Magician if not illusion and delusion? And but then finally, an offer of something. He still retains quite a bit, but being made an offer of something with this Four of Cups that he really doesn't want. So please, cards, help me decide what is going to happen with this offer for Beto Orourke. Okay, first I'll just do 3, and if at any time this seems like the decision is made, we'll stop. So the first card is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is a steadfast, sturdy knight. He's holding his ground. He's got his value. He's showing it to you. He's ready to go, and he's a he knows that the best won battle is the one that you don't have to fight to win. That's who this guy is. But he's going to win the battle, and whatever it takes to do it, he's ready to do it. That's who the you know what? This seems like the signifier of being offered something that you don't want. So that doesn't really clear it up. Let's go to another card, and that's going to be the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups again is having to turn away and from a lot. Having to turn away from a lot. And as a matter of fact, this fellow has turned away. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and left all the cups behind. Left all the cups behind. And I'm sure that's not the position that Beto would want to be in. So you know what, I'm going to go one more, and that's the end. And oh my God, and that is the end. Jeez, that is just spooky. Okay, so to clarify, oh geez, so to clarify that, the end of this first read was that being offered something that he really didn't want. I wanted to clarify that with 3 cards only. They came out in this order. First one being that he's a steadfast man of principle, that he would have to turn away from something of great value, and it was a very emotional situation with all these cups. But it was the end. It was the end of that run. Wow, the whole story told in one draw. And I've got to tell you, I haven't done that. So that's pretty amazing to me. I'm really a little chilled. Anyway, I'm Mark. This is my journey through tarot, and I hope you enjoyed it and you'll come back for more. Thanks. Bye.